Hey guys, it's Rahim. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button because I talk about property investment, personal development, and how to gain financial freedom. What I'm about to share with you will transform the way you think about investment properties. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 most common myths about property investment. Before we get to that, I'd like to thank each and everyone who subscribed to my channel. We've done a research. We've realized the channel is growing immensely. Thank you, and I appreciate you so much. But the research also showed us 65% of the people who have subscribed to my channel have not hit that subscribe button yet. So if you're one of those, I kindly ask you to hit that subscribe button to join the family, and whilst you're there, hit the like button below as well, so the algorithm will publish the video to wider and wider audiences. Here's the promise I'm gonna make. I promise to bring you valuable, actionable content about property investment, personal development, and ways you can gain financial freedom, and also to invite well-known, successful entrepreneurs in investment to help you get you a little bit closer to financial freedom. Let's get to it. So what are the 5 myths about investment properties? You see, before I start my property investment journey, I had all these stories about properties. Literally, it was something that I would never considered I will invest in. But nowadays, there's some more myth going on that I'd like to share in this video. So the first myth is people are saying there's no money in investment properties anymore. Literally, it's nothing in it anymore. Well, I do hear what they're saying, because most people jump into properties to do it because they saw someone doing it, they saw a family member doing it, they jump on the bandwagon thinking it's going to be easy and they're going to make lots of money, and they end up not making that much money that they've anticipated. Here's the thing. If you educate yourself, you look at the sort of properties that will give you return on your investment, there is money to be made in property. Okay, I'll give you an example. If you're an investor, get a target that makes you at least £400 to £500 net profit per investment property. You see, once you set that target, it allows you to go out there and look for properties like that, instead of just buying properties because you see everybody's buying it. We have a rule of thumb with my investors I work with, my students, and my landlords that I'm helping buying houses. We've got a rule of thumb. If we're not making minimum of £300 per property, we're not going to buy that property. Okay, we need to be making a minimum of £300. I'm talking about normal family-let property here, not the HMOs, not the supported living properties. So if we're buying a property, we look at it this way: 3-bedroom house, how much money would we make if we were to rent this property to a family? And that money needs to be a minimum of £300 before we even consider viewing the property, because lots of people are saying no money in it. It's because you're not looking at it that way. So we looked at it that way, and then any other alternative strategy we could use for that property would be an added bonus. So forget the myth that says there's no money in property. It is not true. There is money in the property. You have to go and look what you want and set your target to go and look for what you're looking for. The two common myth. This is what held me back. This held me back for a very, very long time. That stopped me from investment. You see, back in the days when I finished uni, I really wanted to get into real estate, or property investment we call it in the UK. But I've got family and friends that told me I need 50, 60, 70, 80. I've got someone told me I need £150,000 to start my property investment journey. So basically, I need lots of money to invest in property. So I believed in that, because I heard this thing from people that I look up to, like elderly people, brothers, sisters, cousins, and people like that, or family friends. So I believe in what they were saying, obviously I thought it was the truth, right? I thought it was the truth, and I've never looked into it. Here's what happened, right? I bumped in a video that literally was a light bulb moment to me, that told me really and truly I do not need money to get my investment going. All I did need is educating myself and bringing valuable deals in order to be able to get someone to work with me. Now, there's various strategies that would allow you to start with little to none of your own money. One of the strategies to eliminate saying you need lots of money to start your investment journey is rent to rent, for example. So what is rent to rent? Rent to rent is when you, the investor, would go and look for a house from a struggling landlord, from a landlord, a maybe 4 to 5 bedroom house. So you agree to pay that landlord a guaranteed rent, and then what you then do, you subsequently rent that property on a room by room basis. So in essence, your landlord becomes your wholesaler and you become the retailer, because you'll be renting the property room by room. And depending where you are in the country, you can get properties for a minimum of £1,200, which is a 4 bedroom plus. In the north, you can get that. In Wales, you can get that. If you're in London, maybe Readings, places like that, it might be a bit expensive, but still you're able to get that property way below than the amount you'd have put down to buy it as a buyer. Okay, again, anywhere from £5,000 should be able to get you a good rent to rent deal, especially if you are direct to the landlord. Okay, another strategy you can look into is serviced accommodation, which is rent to serviced accommodation, where you rent the property out to a landlord. Again, instead of renting it per room, as I said, you do it as an Airbnb. Okay, you Airbnb the property, you get paid on a nightly basis. That gives you serious return on your investment. Here's what I call that strategy. I call that strategy cash machine strategy, because basically you put minimum amount of investment and you get serious return on your investment. And again, that sort of strategy, that sort of investment strategy, you could start with between 2,500 to about, say, £5,000, again, subject to where you're looking at these properties. So again, that eliminate that myth saying you need lots of money. Okay, suppose now you want to buy the house, you don't want to go do leasing or renting these properties. You can literally get a good deal, okay, an amazing deal, and then you present that deal to investors like ourselves, for example, that are interested in looking for properties like that. So what you then do, you then sell that information to us, right? You become a deal sourcer, you sell that information to us. If it's a good deal, I buy my deals anywhere between £2,000 to £5,000, depending how good the deal is. Again, that just tells you you don't need money. So if you got that deal, then securing that deal will cost you £0. All you do is to get that deal, negotiate with the agent or the seller, agree the price, and you sell the information to someone like ourselves who's interested. We pay you about £2,000 to £5,000. That could get you going. That's £5,000 in your bag. You can use that then to go and get your rent-to-rent property deals. Okay. Another way you could start with no money down is getting a property. Right, this time round, instead of selling the information, you keep the property, you present what you intend to do with the property to potential investors to come in as what? As joint venture partners. They will bring in the money. Okay, you do all the legworks like buying the property, renovating the property, setting it up, getting it rented, managing the tenant, and all that sort of thing. They're investors out there that are looking for someone like yourself right now, if you were to go ahead in doing that. So that's one of the ways you could do things like that. Okay, you get someone that is interested in investing, that hasn't got time, that really needs someone to do all the legworks, all the running around, all the setting up. Okay, and you work with that sort of person to help you get you a little bit closer to your financial dreams. Again, you could go on a partnership, either 50-50, 30-70, 40-60, whatever works for you both. But if you're beginning and you're starting, you don't want to be greedy here, you want to maybe go 40-60 or something like that, if they're putting in all the money, because obviously you're not putting in. It depends actually with the relationship. So saying you need lots of money is a BS. So don't believe that myth. I started with zero to building a massive property investment portfolio. So I did not have money. My first partner was my landlord. I joint ventured with my landlord. He put in all the money and I did all the legwork. So needing lots of money is a myth. It's not the actual thing. Okay. Number 3, too many rental properties in the market. Right. Okay. That's another myth I don't believe as well, is BS. Unless if you're living under a rock, we are in a shortage of rental properties in the UK. Literally, we have a deficit of 20 million homes that we need in the UK. Rental homes, I'm not talking about ownership homes, right? If you're talking about ownership homes, you're talking about 100 and something million properties, okay? So there's always rental properties out there that people need. So literally, we are under supply of rental property. I'll give an example with my estate agency. Currently, we do not have any vacant property in our entire portfolio. I'm talking about lots of properties here. So if someone is telling you there are lots of rental properties out there and they could not rent their property, they may be doing the wrong thing. Okay, they may have bought the property the wrong place, wrong location. Everything to do with property is wrong. Here's the reason why they are not renting it. Okay, so that's a myth, right? With the investors I work with, here's what we do. Our properties get rented before we even complete the renovation works. Yes, absolutely correct. The properties get rented before we even finish the renovation work. So that myth is really truly not true. Okay, in the market right now, you go out there, look for houses to rent and see if you can get one. If the answer is no to that, don't believe in that myth. Number 4, now is not the right time to invest in property. Okay, so again, this is a myth that have been told by people that are fearful of the market. Okay, they go like, oh, Rahim, this is not the right time to buy. We've got war in Ukraine, something is going on in Gaza, something is going on there, this is there, the economy is doing that, left, right and center. No, the best time to buy property was 2008 and 2009 when we had a massive recession. Okay, the second best time is now, right? The second best time is now. As long as you know what you're doing, you can buy properties during an upturn or downturn or a middle turn of an economic climate. You'd have to have a golden rule. You have to have principles and strategies that would allow you to buy properties regardless what the market climate is. The people are saying it's not the right time. They don't know what they're talking about, to be honest, right? There's no perfect time to buy properties apart from now, because in average, property prices goes up by 8 to 15% a year in the UK for the past 70 years. If you've been waiting 5 years ago, imagine how much money you would have lost, how much opportunities you would have lost, how many properties you could have bought, how many joint venture partnerships you would have formed during that time. So don't allow that to stop you, right? The best time to invest in property is now, but ensure you have the right strategy, the right principle. I call it with my team golden rules, to ensure whichever property you buy gives you a better and serious return on your investment. Number 5, people say just buy properties, any property will do. Well, I guess so, but it's not the entire truth. If you're investing, you want your money to work a little bit harder for you, or maybe a lot harder for you. So not any property will do for you. Here's the reason why you need to have a goal, a target, and a strategy. Because you don't just want to go and buy any property that you see in the market. No, you want to strategize wisely to buy properties that gives you return on your investment, serious and greater return on your investment. You may be thinking, what sort of property is that this? Right, for me, I don't like to buy apartment or flat. I'll give you a reason why. Because I don't believe it gives me better return on my investment. Why? Because there's so many things involved in owning an apartment, especially purpose-built apartment, because you have the service charge, you have your ground rent, you have insurances to pay, management fees to pay, and all that sort of thing that come along with it, right? That tend to eat into your profit. And obviously you've got management fees also to pay, which is your agent management fees, and you've got your mortgages to pay. If you take all that off, you're not left with lots of money there. But that's not one of the reasons I don't invest. The other reason also, with most of these flats, we have something that we call lease years. The property is leased, okay? The lower the lease years, the less value your property also becomes. That's another reason why I don't like to do apartment. And the third reason why I don't like to do apartment is that with apartment, you're confined to one area. Okay, you're confined to a rectangular apartment or square box apartment. You cannot force the value, right? You cannot do anything. You're restricted to the number of space you've got there. If it's a 2-bedroom apartment, you cannot add an extra bedroom there, right? You cannot squeeze things to force the value. Okay, versus if it's a house, you can either go on the loft, you can go backwards, you can go sideways, you can have a conservatory, you can manipulate the property and force the value that way. And the fourth reason why I don't like to buy apartment is also basically when you do renovation, you have to get permission, you have to have time to do it, when to finish, and once you've done the work, you have to tidy up everywhere every single day. It's just a mayhem. So for me, not any property works. Okay, not any property will do my investment. So I base my strategies in properties that will give me better return on my investment, not just buying properties because everybody wants to buy. And I like to buy bigger properties as well. I like to buy maybe 3-bedroom house minimum. I don't like to do 2-bedroom houses because if the family gets bigger, guess what? They move into another house. When they move to another house, you have another void. You have to paint and decorate the house again to get it ready for the next guest or tenant. So what I tend to do, I buy 3-bedroom houses. The only time you buy two bedroom houses, perhaps if there's a potential to extend it to 3 or 4-bedroom houses. So these are the things literally I look for. So saying any property will do is not the right thing. If you really want to make money in your investment, you want to ensure basically that you are buying the properties based on your goals and your objectives. That way you're able to make serious return on your investment. Here's what I advise you to do before you do any of the things I've just explained here to overcome the myth. I strongly recommend you educate yourself to know what you're doing so that you can invest based on principles, based on strategies, based on your goals and your financial situation in order to be able to overcome any of this myth. You see, if you start investing without educating yourself, getting someone to mentor you, train you, you may fall a victim of one of those myths because it will just reaffirm what the people are saying, right? So you don't want to do that. Go educate yourself, partner with someone who's experienced, get someone to mentor you, guide you along the way. Believe me or not, it would only expedite your investment journey. It would skyrocket it. You will be surprised how much return or how greater your return on investment will be. And you'll be one of those that would say, you know what, you're absolutely right, Rahim. These myths are just BS. So if you agree with whatever I've said in this video, or you disagree, or you've got more myths that people have told you about, I would love for you to comment in the comment section below. Let's get the conversation going. Let's get the debate going. Let's get this conversation going in order to make people aware about this myth so we can find a way to eradicate these myths. And again, if you believe any of my myth is true, comment on the section below. Or if you disagree with me as well, I'd like to see that conversation. I'd like us to kind of interact and debate on it. Hopefully we can come to some form of solutions to learn about how we could invest. But all of these myths, I looked at them, I noticed they are all BS, and I've overcome each and every of these myths I've shared with you today. And I really hope this video has been helpful. If this video has been helpful, smash the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos. I look forward to sharing the next one.